Shalom, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory be to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah Kodash. And I want to say double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Shalom to the hopeful elect out there listening and learning and teaching this word in all sincerity and truth in the hopes that we may edify and feed the lambs of Yahweh Shai, especially in these last days. Just a real quick video here. As you can see, the title of this video I have up on the screen. This is from the Inside Edition. A woman shot dead in alleged road rage incident in Florida. It's put up 7 hours ago. Pretty fresh. Over 590k views, man. And you know, we're in a time now where you see these road rage incidents, or you could just be going to the supermarket. You could be queuing up, you know, to get your stuff at the supermarket and that whatever, you know, someone cuts in front of you in a line, argument breaks out, and then someone gets bludgeoned right there and then, or someone gets shot, and this is what you see happen over there in Florida. You know, one thing that we do know about the scriptures is that, in fact, well, let me get you the scripture to open up with in Matthew 24, because we're in some very, very serious times, you know, the time of judgment. And people are going to start losing it more and more, as you see, as we approach the end. This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. It says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." All right, so this is exactly what's going on out here. You know, iniquity is fully abounding. You know, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. There's a real wicked vibration flowing throughout the earth right now because of the current rulers over the earth. And that vibration is making people pretty much trick out, you know, bug out, do things on impulse, act really beast-like. There's just, you know, completely no order out here. And really, this is how Esau wants it. He wants chaos, you know. He wants chaos out there on them streets, man. All right, especially, you know, that's why they flooded the over there in America. They flooded them borders with them immigrants and stuff. They want division. They want chaos. They want people, you know, their backs against the wall. They want them stressed out. And this is exactly what you know, what's been allowed to happen. In order for them to come forward with the new world order, order through chaos, as the saying goes. And they want the people chipped. All right, but that's another lesson for another time. But you know we have to mention the chip, which is the mark of the beast, all right, which is a physical thing. But again, going back to this video, you know, people are stressed out. You know, people are fed up. People are, you know, they're looking at pure chaos on the news. They're looking at, people are just talking about the immigrants. They're talking about, you know, job layoffs. They're talking about those. They're talking about Trump. They were talking about Biden. I mean, over there in America, I mean, you can see the people are just on edge, you know, and that affects, that mind state of being on edge is really affecting people's actions out here. And not only that, you know, even in a spiritual sense, you know, the Lord's got his spirits out here jumping all over these people. Spirits on the left-hand side, you know, because here it is now. I don't know the full story as to how the you know, the verbal altercation, you know, what exactly was said, but all I know is that an argument escalated, and I believe the person in the black pickup truck to the left of the red one of the red SUV, a statement was made that I don't mind doing 100 years, and he just let off 7 shots, man. Sorry, 11 shots, killing the woman that was driving the red SUV, I believe. All right, I'm just gonna go and play you a little bit of it here.
Vehicles involved go on their way.
And there's people shot right now.
Yeah, and that was it. All right, and the woman that died, I'll show you here.
Her family in Panama City.
Perform CPR. Okay. Looks like somebody's on the ground.
The driver of the SUV was killed. She had been out celebrating her 48th birthday with her family in Panama City, Florida.
And there you go, man. She was just done. All right, 48 years on this earth, and then all of a sudden, see, people, they don't really know when their hour is going to come. You know what I'm saying? They don't really know. None of us really know. Okay? But ultimately, you got a lot of people out here taking things for granted. They don't seem to understand. You really don't even want to be getting into verbal altercations with anyone on the road these days. You don't want to be beeping no one. Because ultimately, through a spiritual standpoint, you're supposed to really apply wisdom and know that there are spirits that are on these people and they're liable to do things. Now, does that mean that, every time you leave the house, you zip it and well, not necessarily, but at the same time, you have to use wisdom. You have to know, you have to spiritually discern, okay, this person's got demons on them. Let me stay, that person's driving erratic. Let me stay far back. All right, or this person's driving right up behind my car. Let me change lanes and let him go past because they're obviously trying to passively, aggressively move me out of the way. See, you have to really, and I'm a driver. I've been driving for years, and I've been noticing, a lot more car accidents, a lot more road rage incidents, a lot more people are just losing their minds, and not only that, people have been vaxxed, man. People took the shots. So who knows what's going on inside these people's heads? They've been taking the shots. They're stressed out. Cost of living crisis. That people are losing jobs. People's family members are dying. They might have cancer. People are losing everything as we speak. All right. This is Ephesians chapter 6 and 12. Right. Let me start from 10. It says, "Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of His might." We got to be strong in the power of the Lord, man. Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. That's why, pray, brothers. We got to pray, man. Every time we set out on a journey, every time we leave the house, even when we're in the house, pray. The scripture says, "Pray without ceasing." All right, you're dealing with people out here that don't pray, man. You're dealing with people out here that are really demons. They're really on the left-hand side. They really serve. They worship Satan, whether directly or indirectly. And you can't serve two masters. So you're either in this truth, you're really a believer in this word, you're a follower, or you are pretty much anti-Bible, anti-Hamashiach, man. You're on the left-hand side, man. Okay? So most of the people that we come across with out here, they are doing the bidding of Satan. All right? And there's a lot more of them than there are of us. Okay? Because the scripture says many are called, but few are chosen. So the Lord is only looking for the few, right? That are actually going to pray sincerely to Him. All right, and their supplications will come up before the throne of the Lord, and their prayers will be answered, and that's our faith, man. But you got a lot of people out here, right, that are godless, proud, demonic individuals, man, and you have to stay away from them, and you have to be able to know, we got to use this word as not abusing it. We really don't want to be out there longer than we have to when we're doing what we got to do, and especially we got to be prayed up. It says, "Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil," right? And what's putting on the whole armor, right? The understanding of this word in its entirety, man. That's putting on the armor and applying the word, right? How you move. Okay, and you notice that an armor is something that you put on for protection, right? From attacks, right? So, but in a spiritual sense, we're being spiritually attacked. Okay, because it really, when these people, they wild out and stuff, everyone has a spirit, man. And, there are spirits roaming around that can jump on people to make them do things, and it manifests physically. So we got to put on that armor because it all starts spiritual. It's all spiritual. When these things happen, man, these spirits on the left-hand side, they be doing things, they be stirring shit up. And you ever heard that saying, what got in, I don't know what got into that person, I don't know what got into you. Well, that's a true statement. What got into them is them demons, man. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. You see that? So we don't wrestle against things that you can see, man, but there's things that you can't see that are going on, and you might even be driving down the street and witnessing something like this take place right in front of you, man. You see, do you know what this kind of reminds me of? That movie, with Russell Crowe, man. What's it called? Unhinged or Derailed. Okay, in fact, let me see if I can put it up on my phone. That movie, I think it's called Unhinged. With Russell Crowe. Yeah, it's called Unhinged. Okay. And Russell Crowe, he was driving this truck, but this woman, she was like tailgating him and beeping him, because he basically he just stopped at the green light. He wouldn't move his vehicle, and because he wouldn't move it, you know, she was just beeping off, and she had a child in the back, you know, and the son in the back had more sense than she did, man, because he was telling his mom to chill. All right. In fact, what I'm gonna do is let me get you a quick still of this movie, Unhinged. Unhinged movie. All right, this is the one here. All right, go to images. This is the one here, man. All right, and he was driving in that truck. Right? You see the caption, "He can happen to anyone." And this is it. This is what's going on out here. You see, he was driving that truck. You don't know what people are going through. They got demonic thoughts going on in their head. You got people that sit behind the wheel like this, man. You got demons driving pickup trucks. You got demons driving cars. You got demons operating machinery. You got demons serving you at the checkout. You know, because that's that spiritual warfare, man. You know, there are demons all around us that we have to be able to, like, hold on a minute. This person's got demons on them. Let me stay away. You know, let me operate with this person in a certain way because they got spirits on them. And putting on a whole armor, you know, the Lord has pretty much opened us up to allow us to navigate correctly around these demons, man. All right. Just like with the in Mark the 5th chapter, you had the pigs, right? I think, is it Mark the 5th chapter or was it the 4th chapter? Let's see. Yeah, this is Mark chapter 5 verse 1. It says, "And they came over to the other side of the sea into the country of the Gadarenes. And when he was come out of the ship," all right, the he being in Yahushai, right, the one that the world ignorantly calls Jesus, right, it says, "Immediately there met him out of the tombs a man with an unclean spirit." So you got people that have unclean spirits attached to them. All right, could be more than one, could be more than 10, could be more than 20. All right, and this man came out of the tombs, man, and he had an unclean spirit on him, right, who had his dwelling among the tombs, and no man could bind him, no, not with chains, right, because that he had been often bound with fetters and chains, right, because no one could bind him, all right, because he just well, it says, and the chains had been plucked asunder by him, so he'd bust the chains. People would chain him up, and he would just bust them off, and the fetters broken in pieces, neither could any man tame him. And always, and neither could any man tame him. Let's go into that word tame. I don't think I've pulled up this word before. All right. Damazo. Right? Damazo. No one could curb or restrain him. All right. And that's another thing, man. These demons, man, they give these people out here, you see them got like, they're real strong. You know, they be foaming at the mouth, they be screaming, they be wailing like a banshee, you know? And you can imagine it at that time. This is what, approached Yahushua, a man with unclean spirits on him. And no man could tame him. No man could restrain this individual. Right? It says, and always, verse 5, night and day he was in the mountains and in the tombs crying and cutting himself with stones. But when he saw Yahushua afar off, he ran and worshipped him. Right? So this is a man with unclean spirits on him. And guess what? The man with unclean spirits ran and worshipped Yahushua. You know? Because Yahushua, hey, he's over these spirits, man. You know? Don't the scriptures say that the Lord has given him, you know, whether they be thrones or principalities? We mentioned the principalities in Ephesians 6. In Ephesians 6 and 12. Alright, but let's go into the principalities in Colossians 1 and show you the rank and file and how Yahushua is over these spirits, right? This is Colossians chapter 1 verse 15, who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in the earth, visible and invisible. So there are visible, right? Things visible that you can see, and there's invisible things that you cannot see. Okay? Whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities, right? Or principalities. Let's go into that word principalities. All right, so you got visible, you got things visible, you got things invisible, man. Principalities, RK, right? Look at the bottom of angels and demons. Angels and demons, man. You even got a movie called Angels and Demons, I believe, with Tom Hanks, is it? Angels and Demons, Tom Hanks. Yeah, it's called Angels and Demons. So they put you in, they put these in these movies. They show you that the spiritual world is a thing that actually exists, man. But because you can't see it, you know, remember I said whether things visible or invisible, right? Principalities, angels and demons, man. There are angels on the right hand side of the throne of the Most High and on the left hand side, and the Most High controls them all. Right? And Yahweh Shai has been given charge over all these spirits. Right? It says all things were created by him and for him, and he is before all things, and by him all things consist. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have the preeminence. You see that? So all things were created by him and before him. Okay, for it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell, and having made peace through the blood of his cross, right? That's Yahweh Shai, he got crucified, right? By him to reconcile all things unto himself, right? By him I say whether they be things in earth or things in heaven. You see that? So Yahweh Shai is above all these spirits, man. All right, and there's even another scripture that says that and tremble. We're going to get back to Mark 5. And this lesson's kind of gone in a whole direction that I didn't plan for, but that's the spirit anyway. This is James chapter 2 verse 19. Thou believest that there is one God. Thou doest well. The devils also believe and tremble. All right, let me read it in the NLT. If you say you have faith, for you believe that there is one power, good for you. Even the demons believe this, and they tremble in terror. Right? Because guess what? The Most High, and now through Yahweh Shai, right? They obey his will. Okay? So this is what, when you're reading in Mark the 5th chapter, let's see how this demon or this man with the unclean spirits, how they worship Yahweh Shai. Let's keep on reading to find out what happened next. Verse 7, and cried with a loud voice. So this demon ran and worshipped Yahweh Shai and cried with a loud voice and said, what have I to do with thee, Yahweh Shai, thou son of the Most High Power? I adjure thee by Yahweh that thou torment me not. Right? So they worshiping Yahweh Shai. They know who Yahweh, they knew who Yahweh Shai was, because Yahweh Shai had command over them spirits. It says, for he said unto him, come out of the man, thou unclean spirit. So Yahweh Shai ordered the unclean spirit out of the man. Right? Basically, what a form of exorcism. Yahweh Shai exorcised the man with the unclean spirit. All right. In fact, let me go into that word exorcism. Let's type this in here. Exorcism. Definition: the expulsion or attempted expulsion of a supposed evil spirit from a person or a place. That's exorcism. All right. And you got movies, the exorcism of Emily Rose, or the, or Exorcist, and all these movies. The spirit world is real. The spirit realm is real, man. And there are spirits on the left hand side that can and will jump on people. So we have to be very, very careful. Right? Verse 9, and he asked him, what is thy name? And he answered, saying, my name is Legion, for we are many. So there wasn't just one unclean spirit on this individual. There were many. Legion. And a legion is anywhere from up to what? I believe it's what, up to 7,000 spirits, you know, up to 7,000 spirit, multiple demons, basically. For we are many, and he besought him much that he would not send them away out of the country. Now there was nigh unto the mountains a great herd of swine feeding, and all the devils besought him, saying, send us into the swine. So they needed to, can we just hold it? Let's pause it here. They were pleading, right, for Yahushai to give them direction, to give them an order. Doesn't that show you that Yahushai commanded these spirits, that he's over these demons, that he's over these spirits, man? The first spirit created, right, by Yahweh. Okay? He's over all these, whether they be thrones, principalities, dominions. Hey, Yahushai, he's got the top rank, right, under his father. And his father gave him that rank. And that's why he was worthy to take the book of him that sat upon the throne. Worthy is the Lamb. You know, Revelation, the 5th chapter goes into that. The Lamb stood as it had been slain. Yahushai is the Lamb. All right? And he paid the cost to be the boss. Okay? But this is the point. The devils besought him, saying, send us into the swine, that we may enter into them. And forthwith Yahushai gave them leave. So he had to give them leave. And the unclean spirits went out and entered into the swine. And the herd ran violently down a steep place into the sea. They were about 2,000 and were choked into in the sea. So there you go, man. So at least 2,000 spirits, you know, because the legion, anywhere up to 7,000. But he says here 2,000, and they were choked in the sea. So them pigs, they didn't want them spirits, man. They didn't want them spirits on them, so they just jumped into the sea. Okay. But here it is, you got people doing Ouija boards, witchcraft. They openly embracing taking on these evil, unclean spirits, man. And they don't even know what they're doing. All right. And you got people that are into stuff, that be driving, right? That be driving down the road, that be operating heavy machinery, that be serving you. You got people that are into tarot cards, people that are into Ouija boards. You got people that are opening portals and they, you know, and pathways to demons, having demonic experiences. All right. And they be standing next to you in a queue, man. You know, men, women, children, you name it. These people got spirits messing with them. Okay. And these 11 shots that rang out and pretty much took this woman's life. Guess what? The Lord set that up. And I'm going to prove it, man. See, now I'm getting back to the core of the lesson here. Isaiah 45:7. I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, Yahweh, do all these things. So the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, right? He's the one that creates peace and makes evil. Okay? And you know we got to get the Apocrypha as well. What's Sirach 39? God. Okay, Sirach. Let's get Sirach 39:28. Right? And it says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of the destruction, they pour out their force. So there are spirits that are specifically created for vengeance, man. All right? And this woman just got done celebrating her birthday, which celebrating of birthdays is pagan, you know? And furthermore, the scripture says better is the ending of the thing than the beginning. There were people got worshiping the day that they were born, and, you know, and all this is just, you know, basically full of pride. It's all about me, blowing out the candles. It all goes back to pagan rituals, man. Again, that's just dealing with them spirits. Okay? And so basically, that's just judgment. You don't know what this woman's been doing her whole life. She could have been an adulteress. You know, she could have been eating pork, shrimp, you know, doing all kind of madness, man. Entertaining the left-hand side energy. Could have been a tarot card reader. Could have, you know, was what, you know, celebrating her birthday and that. But guess what? In the time of destruction, she got destroyed. Because the spirits that created for vengeance, they laid sore strokes upon her. Right? They pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. So even any form of death that you see, they're created for vengeance, man. Alright, or the wildfires over in Cali, created for vengeance. Okay, or the fire, the lake of fire, that's gonna pretty much, happen to America. America's going to be turned into a lake of fire. That's judgment. That's created for the Lord's vengeance. And that's going to come by thermonuclear destruction, which that's another lesson. All right, the nuclear missiles, man, which we've done countless videos on the destruction of Babylon the Great, which is America. All right, so you're going to see a lot more things happening like of this nature, because people are definitely losing it. Okay, they're on the edge. All right, hey, the issues of death belong to the Lord, man. The scriptures tell you these things. So, hey, I say this to say, the scripture says, see then that you walk circumspectly, as wise and not as fools, redeeming the time because the days are evil. We've got to be circumspect how we move, because there's spirits on these people. Know when a person, is triggered with them spirits. Pray to the Lord to open your mind to be able to see, to discern, to move correctly, especially when you're out and about, man, because there's spirits on people. All right, and the spirit world exists, whether visible or invisible. Remember that. All right, so with that, I hope you were edified by this lesson. Shalom to the elect.